glad to be here this morning? Yes. If you are, turn to the person next to you and say, I'm glad I'm in church today. I'm a high school basketball coach and a teacher. Been doing that for a long time. Coach Greeno, you have a phone call. And she says, yes, Mr. Greeno, we just called to let you know your subscription's about to run out. 1 Corinthians 9:24, Paul says, do you not know that in a race, all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. This morning, for a few minutes, I want you to consider how you are running your race. Are you running your race in such a way as to get the prize? I was reading the other day about the first ever marathon runner. The year was 490 BC, and it was on the plains near a small town called Marathon. It was a Greek soldier by the name of Phidippides. Everyone say Phidippides. I think some of you want to say that word. So the commanding officer had to send word from the spot of the battle near Marathon to headquarters in Athens, some 22 miles away. And so they dispatched a Greek soldier by the name of Phidippides to run the entire way to get word to headquarters that they had won the war. So how are you running this morning? Are you running like Phidippides, with focus and determination to live out the calling that God has for you? And Satan wants to distract you and keep you from running a great race. And he will use anything he can to distract you. I call them WMDs, weapons of mass distraction. And they're everywhere. And Hebrews 12:1 says, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Let us keep our eyes fixed on who? On Jesus. Because God is calling you to run a great race. He's planted inside of you the seeds of greatness. And we have to cultivate them and nurture them and follow after God's heart so that those seeds of greatness can bloom and flourish and we can touch lives in this community for Jesus. I tell my team, there are 3 things they should do with a mistake. Admit it, learn from it, and forget it. My players say, hey, you're never going to play a perfect game. You're always going to make mistakes, but let's try to make new mistakes. If you're making the same mistake you made 6 months ago, you're not learning. You're not growing. And at the end of the game, they're down by 1, 2 seconds left, 2 free throws. 17,000 crazy screaming fans trying to get that player from the other team to miss those free throws. And what's amazing is that that player will stand at the free throw line, and he looks at the rim, which is 15 feet away. And that iron rim is attached to a glass seat. And then he takes the ball and he prepares to shoot. And as he looks at the rim, right behind the backboard are hundreds of people jumping up and down, waving their arms, screaming at the top of their voice to distract that player. And all the other 17,000 fans are screaming. And I'm just amazed at how many times that player will calmly make those free throws. And if you were to ask the player afterwards in an interview and say, how did you make those free throws? I mean, those distractions and the people right in front of you in your line of sight, how did you do it? And you hear that player say something like, well, I knew they were there, but I didn't even see them. I just blocked them out. I was so focused on my target that I didn't even realize those distractions were there. And that's how we have to live as Christians. We have to be so focused on Jesus Christ that we're not even aware of those distractions. Oh, we know they're there, but we don't let them affect us. I love the story of Walt Disney. You know, Walt Disney built Disneyland. And after he built Disneyland here in California, he wanted to do the same thing on the East Coast. And so he began building Disney World. And the plan started and the project began, but Walt died before it was finished. And so his brother took over the project and finished it. And a couple of years after Walt had died, Disney World opened up. And on the grand opening day, it was such a great sight to see Disney World. And there was a lady that walked up to Walt's brother. And she said, isn't it a shame that Walt couldn't see this? And he said, oh man. Because Walt saw it is why it's here today. Amen. What the N stands for never, never, never give up. Never give up. The 1968 Olympics and the marathon race in Mexico City had just finished. The people that were in the stands were trickling out of the stands, and a half hour gone by, and then an hour. A few people remained. And then all of a sudden, horns started sounding. And at the stadium entrance, at the gate, a lone runner came running in, hobbling, not even really running, but hobbling, as he went around the track. It was the runner that represented the country of Tanzania, John Stephen Akwari. And as he came through the gates, he was limping, and he was going to make it around that track. And the people that were there, that were remaining, they stood in amazement. They applauded, and they cheered, and they clapped the whole way. About 3 miles left into the race, he had suffered a bad fall and had greatly injured his leg and could not run. But rather than quitting, rather than giving up, which everyone would have understood, he got up and he hobbled the last few miles to finish the race. And the reporters asked him afterwards, they said, why didn't you just quit? Why did you finish? And I love his answer. He said, my country did not send me 5,000 miles to start this race. They sent me to finish the race. And the same is true with you. God did not call you to just start your race. He called you to finish the race. And maybe this morning you're injured. Maybe this morning you're broken and you're hurting. Let me encourage you, don't give up. Finish the race. God has called you to run a race. Keep your eyes on Him. Keep focused on Him. And whatever you do, don't give up.
Teach me to know